In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about rulers and how they can be used. Well, they are what they sound like. They're measurements, so we're not just guessing on page distances, objects on pages, and how they relate to other objects on pages, and how big widths and distances are. So, if you open up a document like the one we've been working on here, and we go up to View, if they're not already visible, you go to View, Rulers, and Show. Now you can view rulers in a few different formats: pixels, inches, centimeters. First of all, let's show them, or Control-Alt-R. And now you notice we have a ruler up top here and a ruler on the side. And they both start at 0 here, and they're measured in pixels from 0 off to the right here, to 850 plus, 0 here, and then going down. So we could view rulers not by pixels, but by inches. See, that looks a little more familiar if you're dealing with inches, if you're more comfortable with that. Or centimeters. But for this lesson, let's view the rulers in pixel format, which is normally what it's defaulted to. Now, how can you use rulers to your advantage? Well, how do you, are you just guessing? How would you know that 556 was exactly right here, or some other place on the page? Well, whatever you're looking to measure, are you looking to measure the horizontal or vertical distance? That's what you got to determine. So let's go up to the top here to this ruler. Click, left click, which will turn the cursor into that. Now you can hold that left click and pull down. Now that's how you get a ruler onto a specific part of the page. And you notice as I'm pulling down, it's showing me how far down I am in pixels, 153 pixels. And you can see how that corresponds off here to the left. See, that 135. So it'll normally jump to an edge of a picture or object on your page, which is very useful, and that's in Photoshop also. It's kind of nice. So here you could then release at that point. And it doesn't look like it's exactly on, so let's move it a hair down. Now it looks like it's at the edge of this picture. Now you can pull as many down as you wanted to. So we could pull another one down to here, to the edge of the table. Release, like so. Now what's nice, actually let's pull a couple other of the verticals out so we can see what they look like. So we could pull this one off here to the left of the picture, like so. And maybe one more, just for demonstration purposes, to the edge of this text here. Now, what's handy is you don't have to hover. You can hover over the line, and it'll tell you exactly how many pixels it is from the 0 point. So this one, 261 pixels from that 0 point. This one, 312. Now, what if you wanted to know the distance between these points? Here's what's very useful about this tool, or the distance between these 2 points. Click in between the 2 points once, and then hold the Control button. Now look at that. Very cool. Tells you exactly how many pixels it is from this point to this point. Exactly how many it is from this point to this point. And depending, if you hold Control down and move around the page like I am, it gives you all sorts of different distances between the rulers that you've pulled out, vertical and horizontal, which is very useful in quickly ascertaining how big a section is. And you're thinking, well, what could I use this for, though? That's kind of neat. Let's put our finger off of the Control button, and I'll show you. So, first of all, let's remove these rulers we've already created, just to simplify things. And the way you remove them is you have to make sure you're clicked on the line and then just pull it up back into its section. See, that one's gone. I'm going to grab this one, pull it back up into its section. Grab these verticals, pull them back over into their section, like so. All right, they're gone. Now with this particular page, let's look at our picture up top here. You see the space we have of black in between our header and where the picture begins? Let's say we want an equal amount of space for the bottom section here, because you notice how this looks larger. This is a larger black section below the table. And let's say we want that to be even. Well, it'll be very hard to tell exactly what those distances are and then how to match them. So in this case, we could use a ruler. So let's pull a horizontal ruler down to the edge of our picture, 93 pixels down. Now we're going to pull another one to the edge of the header, 59 pixels down. All right. Now we can click in between, hit our control button, and we see it's 34 pixels in between the header and the picture. Now let's see what the distance is below the table and the edge of the black. So I'm going to pull one down here. Let's scroll down. Grab it. Move to the edge, 646 pixels down. Now I'm going to grab another ruler, move it down here, move it to the edge of the black. All right, now I'm going to click here, hit Control, and that's 57 pixels. So we know now this section here is 57 pixels from those 2 points. And we know up here it's 34. So we need to reduce it to where it's only 34 pixels. So how do we do that? Well, let's take note of approximately how long this section is, the sidebar content. It starts at approximately 50 pixels, maybe 50, 60, somewhere in there, and goes to about, well, we can actually hover over and see, to 646. All right, so let's bring up our panels, select our sidebar content, edit, and under box, the width of the sidebar content is 200. Now we're going to specify the height of it. So let's say, let's go back there very briefly because I already forgot approximately how high it is. So 646. Well, that's the end of the table. I'm sorry, let me go to the edge of the actual box. 703. So I'm going to try to reduce it by 50, maybe bring it down to 640. So we might have to do a little bit of experimenting here. So let's go to box. Let's put this to 640. We're going to change this option to none. Hit apply. See, so that's a little longer than what we anticipated. So we need to, that's why it's good to hit apply from here. So let's keep reducing it down. Let's go to 600. Let's see how much that reduces it. See, that's reduced it some. Now we're going to hit OK. Bring our ruler up from 703. Okay, now we're going to click in between, hit Control. Okay, now we know we're 43 pixels approximately. So we want to get it to 34. So 34, 44, so 9 more. We need to reduce it by 9 more pixels to get it even. So let's go back and edit. Go back to box. Now we need to reduce it by 9. So that'll be 591. Hit apply. Okay. Now let's move our ruler up. Now when we click here, 34 pixels exactly in between the edge of our table and the edge of the black. So 34. Now we've matched this section exactly 34 pixels. So this is an example of how to use the rulers to measure precisely between objects and points, and then use it in order to match something like we just did, matching the amount of black space above the picture and below the table. So use the rulers. They can prove very beneficial.